welcome to another episode of Moral High Ground, where I talk about what's morally right in the world and what might be morally right to you. Today, we're going to be looking at this video of a congressman talking about food products that's been bought overseas. And he's talking about mainly shrimp that's bought from the Philippines and bought from other places. And it's kind of odd because we have a lot of shipping places or fishing places in America, going from the West Coast to the East Coast. Maine is known for fishing stuff. So is Seattle. So is San Francisco. Even down here in Astoria, places in the South. All kinds of places all over America where we can get fish and all kinds of seafood, pretty much. But he even talks about that. But the thing about it is, these ones are radioactive and they're causing some kind of issue. So we're going to get into this right away. So as you can see here, we have this congressperson, John Kennedy. And what you see behind him is a giant photograph of a xenomorph popping out of someone's body. And this is what caught my attention because I'm obsessed with, well, I'm not obsessed, I'm just a normal dude who liked aliens, Predator, all kinds of stuff in the 80s that were, interesting. And xenomorphs have always been interesting to me. But the thing about it is, what he's about to say is crazy as all hell. Those of you who don't watch these videos from Congress where they go on this, so what the Congress does, let's say you represent your state. You have to present your issue to Congress. You have to have a presentation, which is this big photo behind him, and talking about the issue at hand. And using the presentation as a way to explain it. It's kind of like the same way you would do in marketing if you're selling a product and trying to get a buyer to buy the product or a company to invest in the product to be able to have a product sold worldwide. Except for this is all Congress. So the thing is, the issue is you're addressing the issue to Congress so they can solve the issue, pass a bill, and make it law. So that's what's going on here. And so this is something crazy. So let's get into it. This happened about a week or two ago.
Mr. President, this is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien. This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries.
I'm not trying to laugh. It's the funniest thing is how he does this presentation here is just like, it's hilarious to me. And the way he talks, I was watching and laughing. I didn't think I was going to laugh again while I'm doing this, but it is funny. It's funny, okay? But he's clearly trying to prove a point. And just like I said, like most guys, we watch all kinds of horror movies, action movies, and things like that. And so our minds are like, bang, So obviously he's a big Alien fan to even think like this, but it's hilarious. Anyway, it's just hilarious as hell that he would go to Congress with this thing like this. And another reason why I thought this is interesting, this is a critical issue, it's a serious issue about poison food coming over. It could be something by a terrorist or something like that. We never know. And people could be eating and dying all over the country because of eating food that ain't right. Instead of eating natural food that could be harvested from the sea around us. Or, let's just be honest. All food in America, across the countries, have not been real food. A lot of it is, but it's processed food. And because we lost the ability to know how to farm and hunting, we have to rely on these foods that come out. It's something where I think we need to be back into understanding how to harvest our own food, how to grow our own food, how to hunt. All these things, fish, everything has to be retaught to a lot of citizens so our survival will last a lot longer. Sitting back waiting for someone to package food and put it in the store and then us buying it is a bad thing. And I think we have to shake ourselves from it. I've been trying to shake myself from it for a while, uh, by trying to eat certain things. But the thing about it is, it doesn't matter what your diet is, even if you do do your diet, there's someone trying to take you away from your diet by giving you something you don't need. And so, you know, people, obviously, the people don't need this, what he's about to say. But I'm trying to hold my composure, but I want to laugh my ass off of how he talks at this thing. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. In late August, the FDA found.
It sounds like somebody farted, but it's the chairs. And then the thing, look at this guy. He doesn't move at all. He's so serious. They're so serious. It's funny. I'm sorry. It's funny to me.
That raw frozen shrimp from Indonesia was being sold in Walmart. Specifically in Walmart stores in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia. It was being sold under the Walmart label called the Great Value label.
And that's a lot of states he just mentioned. That's pretty much half the country, the majority of the country. I mean, he named from everything in the Midwest. I mean, everything, everything down south, Florida, everywhere, Texas, from Florida to Texas, pretty much, all getting this raw meat.
If you eat it, how could you end up looking like the alien in the Alien? Because the shrimp was radioactive. I kid you not. It had a radioactive isotope in it called cesium-137. It'll kill you. Even if it doesn't turn you into the alien if you eat this stuff, I guarantee you'll grow an extra ear. That was bad enough. Obviously, the FDA issued a recall.
So he's talking about genetic anomalies that happen because of a certain type of radioactive isotope. But the thing about it is that is a thing that happened, but it's not a real thing that commonly happens. Death is the main thing that happens. And so he's just saying because you ate some stuff, you might mutate instead of just dying immediately because, you're getting fed small doses of this stuff through food.
A few days later, it happened again. The FDA and NOAA, which I'll talk about in a second, found that there were 26,460 packages of shrimp cocktail and 18,000 bags of frozen cooked shrimp being sold once again at Walmart and at Kroger's throughout the United States, containing the same radioactive isotope. How could this happen in America? This is unconscionable. I'll tell you how. Because that shrimp from other countries, which don't abide by the same rules that we abide by in America, which if you eat it may turn you into the alien, and at a minimum will cause you to grow an extra ear. It's not being inspected.
So the thing is, I was just about to say that, but he's roughly going over the fact that we need to worry about food within our country going out to the citizens instead of food from foreign countries where they bypass the whole thing just so they can ship the stuff to us to get the money. It's the main thing they're talking about. That's where the moral thing comes in. Is it right to just go on and ship some food out to somebody and then say, hey, this is a product that you wanted, and, we need the money. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really going on right here. It's not about, is the person actually benefiting from it? Is it healthy for these people? Of course, the answer is no. Obviously, if he's talking about turning into the alien. But the thing about it is, does America have enough people willing to work to get these things? And what is the issue why we can't just get our own meat in the first place? There's like PETA issues where they're trying to protect these creatures, even though they're known as a delicacy to many. There is people who will stand up and say that it's inhumane, or there's some kind of some kind of rights that defend the whole thing of shrimps and stuff in the sea. So we don't know what the issue is, but we need to get it solved immediately.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be inspected by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. We call it NOAA. It's part of the Department of Commerce. And yes, they're inspecting some of it, about 1%. On a good day, 2%. The United Kingdom inspects 50% of the foreign seafood coming into its nation. Even China does a better job than the United States of America. This is unconscionable, Mr. President. There's no excuse for it. There is no excuse for it. This shrimp, and I'm not just picking on Indonesia, it's other countries. This shrimp is grown in conditions that you can't possibly imagine. Dirty water. They shoot the shrimp full of antibiotics. I confess I didn't know they were shooting them full of this radioactive isotope. But the normal antibiotics that they put in these foreign shrimp are bad enough. That if you eat enough of the foreign shrimp, you become resistant to certain bacteria here in America, because the antibiotics don't work on it anymore, because you've eaten so many shrimp that contains the antibiotics.
So pretty much this shrimp is so toxic it can change your genetic makeup to where the things that naturally would heal you through medication will no longer heal you, is what he's trying to say. And at the same time, this is a critical issue. Not just the fact that it's shrimp coming from another foreign country, not just the fact that it was already not inspected before it came through, which is actually Homeland Security's job, is to inspect anything coming overseas. And they got a whole border patrol to stop things that come over the sea. Inspect crates, packages, foreigners themselves with packages. Some foreigners, when they come over, they don't go directly through airports. They come through Homeland Security, and they get inspected, and they go through their packages and so forth, especially if they don't have any dual citizenship or any kind of citizenship at all, unless they're actors or have diplomatic immunity. They don't have to go through Homeland Security. But these people obviously are doing this deliberately just to get money. The biggest problem is, and the main issue is the fact that it's going through Walmart. It's one of the well-known shopping places that everyone goes to. People are always talking about Walmart, and so people already have a trust in Walmart. But for Walmart themselves not to inspect the company themselves that they're getting this product for, makes it, raises a whole nother issue that he hasn't even talked about or addressed or even thought about. He's morally thinking about, stopping these things from coming overseas and just have American stuff for everybody. American seafood. That's from around our seas. And he makes a good point, but at the same time, there's a lot of companies that you have to shut down that's coming from overseas if you do this. Because it's not just a shrimp issue, because then that means if the shrimp is contaminated and it came from Indonesia, Philippines and stuff like that, well then you're going to have to do the same thing. Whatever type of fish you're bringing over from there, whatever type of, any kind of meat or anything, vegetable wise, all that. It's the same thing like when you go, I remember in the early 2000s I took a trip to California. It was a stupid journey. And it went over there and it's like, hey, you can't bring no oranges or something in California. Like, what the hell? No, I don't got any oranges. They ask you this every time you cross the border to California. You got any oranges or you got any bananas or some crap? No, I don't got none of that. But it makes a sense because you're going to contaminate whatever. I don't know. And it's just so stupid, though, because you wouldn't think about why would an orange or something that could contaminate Californians, but oranges grow in California and stuff. You get their own kind. Maybe there's some kind of pesticides that ain't right. You don't know. The same thing with if you take a certain animal and put it in another region where it's not native to, it will overpopulate or it will kill the population there. This whole thing has been going on forever, but in this situation, this is foreign contamination at its best, and it's not right. But the cool part is, use the alien as a way to talk about it.
This is unconscionable, and it should not be happening in the United States of America. Now, I'm biased. I believe in homegrown Louisiana shrimp, fresh, out of the Gulf, not radioactive. But I understand that some stores prefer to buy foreign shrimp because it's cheaper. Now we know why. The damn stuff's radioactive. And NOAA needs to do a better job of inspecting the shrimp that is sold from other countries who don't abide by the same standards.
So what you just saw is a video of Congressman John Kennedy talking about the shrimp that turn you into alien. Is this a moral issue that we need to protect our citizens, our people, by having homegrown shrimp, like he says, and homegrown, just products all together when it comes to food? Or is it also more issue to where people need to start learning how to harvest these things and how to hunt, fish, grow things, learn how to make their own food? I mean, they have abundance of food, and be able to, live healthy instead of whatever we're getting fed that is processed product, you know what I'm saying, or, added conservative, how do you say it? Added conservatives, I'm not trying to say conservatives, added preservatives, there you go. Added preservatives to our food, things that we don't know, toxins and stuff. Maybe it may turn you more than just into the alien and turn you into some kind of ogre, mutated demon thing, who knows? But we have to find a way to make things right. Is it morally right that these countries just send us stuff without expecting it, without cleaning it properly, without even taking the time to have somebody look at it really good, thoroughized, you know what I'm saying, and thorough, just really thorough on how they're going to ship these things to us? No, it's not right. And that's just my opinion. It's not right. But I believe the people need to know. And so that was just me talking about it right there. So this has been Moral High Ground. Hopefully, you learn something. I don't know. Peace out till next video. Later.